I am Gaub, King Kumar Calvin Cornelius III, head of the Royal House of the Khoisan Nation of the Sovereign State of Kudo. I am honored and blessed and pleased to be here at the Fishhoek Gallery to honor the owners who have claimed back their heritage by launching a Khoisan Makishuis. For me, it was calling back all the ancestors that have roamed on this beachfront for so many centuries and so many years that have been forgotten, and now they have a home they can come back to. And that is exciting. And the nicest part of all of this, it is the first such official event in the Sovereign State of Kudo. Unbelievable. And for her to ask me to open it, I am blessed and honored that I could honor her and share the joy of this auspicious day with her and her friends and family. Very seldom we find people that take pride in their heritage, pride in their culture, and says, this is who I am, and nobody can change me because this is how I was made by God. And that is important. We must never lose our heritage and our culture. Never lose your identity. And this is why, talking about land reform, we've been fighting for 19 years for land reform and nobody listens to us because we are the Aboriginal people of this land. The land doesn't belong to us, we belong to the land. And the land is a gift from God to us as a blessing to share. And this is why in the Northern Cape, Western Cape, and part of the Eastern Cape by the Fish River, we're no longer interested in land reform. Because in this place now called the Sovereign State of Kudo, we have the right to self-determination, where everybody's equal, and there's no politics. And land is freely available for everybody to use. My sole purpose as the king is to see that land is no longer abused, and the people is no longer abused. And I spoke to a federal judge of Brazil, and he says, but that's a utopia you're talking about. I said, absolutely. Absolutely, where there's opportunity freedom and capability freedom, where there's freedom of speech and conscience and belief, freedom from fear and freedom from want. All these freedoms is available in the Sovereign State of Kudo away from South Africa. So when it comes to land reform in South Africa, that's South Africa's business. We're now living in the Sovereign State of Kudo, and that is our business, where people have the right to express themselves freely, the right to dignity. One of the most important laws in this country is that the fundamental rights and dignity of everybody will be respected. That is going to be a law in the country. So nobody can be disrespectful to you anymore. And that is the beautiful part of it. So I hope I've answered most of your questions. And I am glad to have been here and share this wonderful moment with you. I listen to the sea. I am not a fisherman, but I'm a seaman. Years ago when I was younger, I wore an earring in my ear and they asked me, why are you wearing an earring? I say, I earned the right to wear it. I sailed around the Cape of Good Hope. So as a sailor, listening to the sea and being on the beachfront and honoring my ancestors on the beach, for me it's the biggest joy today. So I must say thank you. But again, in my mother tongue, it's the only language in the world we have 3 words for thank you. So when I say guns, I say thank you. When I say kayayos, I say big thank you. And when I say kamaku, I say thank you with deep gratitude. So to all of you, kamaku.
Legally creating
Sovereign State of Kudo.
Sovereign State, yes, Sovereign State of Kudo.
See, I was blessed. I have an advisor who was exiled in 1963 from South Africa. And he then went to Oxford University and then to Fort Hale, wherever in New York. And he became a law professor. But he is one of 12 jurisconsults in the world, law experts on international law and human rights law. And he's been guiding me for the past 10 years and telling me how to do things. So everything I've been doing from the 24th September 2017 with the declaration of secession at the Castle of Good Hope was done by his guidance under international law. And then I went to the United Nations in New York to apply for observer status as a sovereign country. And then I came back and he drafted the eviction notice. And on the 16th of July 2018, I went to Parliament issue them an eviction notice, and then put it on the door of Parliament, but giving them 5 days to leave. Because we're kind people, we are Khoi, we're always kind. And then we took down not one flag, but 4 South African flags, and hoisted 4 sovereign state of good hope flags, claiming our country. So when you look at military people, they say when a flag is taken down and another flag is hoisted, you own the country. So now government has ignored us, but international law says, there's a precedent that says, if you ignore it, it is deemed that you have accepted it. So officially, we are living in the sovereign state of good hope, a beautiful country where we're just waiting for the South African government to be evicted. In the sovereign state of good hope, there's no politics. No politics. So nobody will tell you what to do, how to do it, when you do it. You have the right to self-determination. And that is why, you see, after World War II, all the countries in the world signed the Atlantic Charter. Freedom of speech and expression, freedom of conscience and belief, freedom from fear and freedom from want. But nowhere in the world does people experience that. But it's a signed declaration. So we are going to implement it in the sovereign state of good hope, where there'll be no more hungry people, where people have opportunity freedoms. So there will no more be 27% unemployment rate. So when there's opportunity freedom, there's capability freedom, human capital investment. And that gives people a sense of ownership, a sense of belonging, a sense of self-worth that says, I am and I belong and I'm part of. And that is why there'll be no politics, no voting. Because when you vote, your right is taken away from you. Absolutely. So the sovereign state of good hope has the right to self-determination. A lekker word, I like it. Kai Kroos. As greeting in my mother tongue, saying good day. I must thank you. I speak loud. I must thank you for honoring our culture and reminding everybody that we're not forgotten. And because we're not forgotten, I need to invite the ancestors. I'll send them back again. In my mother tongue, this is how I call them. Kaisekure! 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 You know many people have died on this beach. Many. And you have revived something in a new country called the sovereign state of good hope. First person. For me, it's an honor as the king of the land and the ruler of this country to come dedicate this for you. I am honored. I feel blessed that you have taken the time to remember us. So, I pray that God bless you and keep the vibrance and the spirit in you to live our culture more and to share it. And to share it. Vandaag het ek koningskos geëet. And it made me think of my childhood. And I can imagine how many of our ancestors are dancing and smiling, thinking, kyk wat eet hulle. Even your father. So, we honor those of us that has walked before. And by you doing this, is telling them that they always have a home. Not only here, but also in our hearts. And for this, I open this home with you. Come with me. Let's open this home together. You take one side, I take one side. Let's do it together. This one. See, I don't wear shoes, so I can't finish lost mine. Pull the end?
Yes. Tie in.
This end? Okay. My ma is nou samen met dit. Oh man. This place is now officially open. But I have a small favor to ask of you. That you know the sovereign state of Good Hope is now official country. That we raised our flags in front of Parliament already. And I want to give you a gift. And the gift is a flag of the sovereign state of Good Hope that you can fly anywhere you want to. This is for you. God bless you. And now I must send my ancestors home. Khoisan Hut! Khoisan Hut! Khoisan Hut! And now it's open. God bless you. Thank you. And my job is finished now.
Thank you so much.